That's Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Om Namo Om Namo sorry. Om Gyana Tirmandasya Gyananjaya Shalakaya Chakshuyan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishatam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swarupam Kadamayam Datati Sapadikam. One Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we are doing a shloka from chapter number 9, verse number 9, the most confidential knowledge. So my Guru Maharaj says, by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we can chant the names of Krishna. We can achieve Krishna in this life. Everybody is trying to satisfy the material senses, but the devotee tries to satisfy the transcendental senses of Krishna. Bhakti yoga is not difficult, but one has to be in a mood of simplicity. You have to be sincere. So before throwing some light on the shloka, let's break the ice. Let's do learning while practicing. Among all the attraction of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewells one's intellect more than having beautiful body feature, more than having beautiful body features, uh, taking birth in an aristocratic family and being learned, when one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by the wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, woman, and gambling. Now, Bharat Maharaj was a saintly, pious king, renounced all wealth, completely renunciated. He was in bhava of the Lord. He left everything and went to the jungle. What happened? The deer became close to a deer. Did the Lord interfere? Would you like to comment on this? Please unmute and do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah.
Bharat Maharaj, right from his spiritual advancement, he fell into the pool of um, material world. He got so attracted to the deer that he's, he was always in the bhav of the deer, taking care of him as his own child. So when his last time moment came, he died thinking of a deer. So as a result, he became a deer in his next life. But because he was a devotee of the Lord gave him this benediction that he could remember his previous life. So he kept himself away from all the other people around, or all the other animals, and he started living near the what you call near the ashrams of the rishis and muni, and there he would always listen to the chanting and glories of the Lord. And due to this, Mataji, he again left his body and he became a human being again, known as Jad Bharata. So this shows that Mataji, the Lord did not interfere, but um, because he was a devotee of the Lord who had reached to the stage of this thing bhava bhakti, so he came back as Jatamara Bharat.
Okay. Good. But I'm looking at something more specific. Anybody else?
He, actually, God allowed Bharata to exercise his free will.
Very good.
And that's how he fell trapped to being attracted to the deer.
Yeah.
And without his knowledge, he got sucked into it. I mean, without his realization, he
Yeah. Yeah.
neglected his
Absolutely.
sadhana and got attracted to the
Absolutely.
deer.
Absolutely.
This
Yes.
also shows, Mataji, that how Maya is so this thing. She just waits for a moment, and where you are lenient, she catches hold of you.
Inattentive And
In when you're inattentive, she catches hold of you and she doesn't leave. Where Bharat Maharaj had left everything, Mataji, just to advance for his spiritual advancement, to get the bhav of prema for the Lord. And here he is stuck with a deer.
So actually, what it's like birth means death. And it means taking another body, like removing a piece of furniture and fitting in another furniture, right? And it means forgiveness, forgetting, what is. Now, Bharat Maharaj was in a stage of bhava. And just, the Maya is so strong, she'll catch you. You have to have a lack of interest in self-destructive habits of sense gratification, both subtle and gross. Now, see, in the whole this thing, we think itna karke, being in bhava, his spiritual got ruined or something. No, it did not. He climbed up the ladder from bhava to prema. He came as a deer. He stayed in the forest of Saligram in the ashram of Pulasata and Pulakam Muni. And then when he came as Jad Bharata, what was his name? Jada. What do you understand by Jada?
Ish, stupid,
Dead matter.
dead.
No, I behave. See, he had no connection with his father, mother, stepbrothers. Even when the dacoits caught him, he did not even bother. And even when Raghugana, like when he carried the palanquin of Raghugana, like and who was Raghugana? He was the same deer. See, he also got elevated to, he got elevated to a human being of life. Otherwise, it's very difficult for an animal to come into a human being of life so fast. But because he came in contact with a pure devotee, he became a human being. And Jad Bharata was pulled into carrying his palanquin. And as all of us know, we've been hearing it, from many classes. We've been hearing it on the Saturday classes. Like he was pulled in to carry the palanquin, and Raghugana was giving him all sorts of, like all sorts of pokey language he was used, and even a person like Jat Bharata got very very agitated in his mind. But since he had tasted this previously, he kept very calm, and then he spoke to him. So that Jat Bharata, with the grace of God, went into a stage of prema. So the, the karma, Krishna will forgive you, but karma will not. And yeah, we see that every activity has a you know uh, result to it. You must, however, avoid the material energy in the same way that a snake abandons the old skin. Even a thoughtful of resent, even a thoughtful resentant, if he maintains any worldly desires, will be forced by his karmic reaction to take birth again and again in various circumstances. So, what does this mean? That we have to be very, very clear about our actions because it has a reaction, and karma does not forgive us. So Krishna is speaking so much about that he is the one who creates, maintains, annihilates. So does he get a karmic reaction? Is he doing some karma? He is doing some karma, like some activities. So does he also get a reaction to the same? So Krishna answers this question in shloka number 9. Come on, let's read it and let's try to understand what it says. न च मम तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीन वदासीन उदासीन वद असि नाम मा शक्तं तेषु कर्माशु. O Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am even detached from all the material activities, seated as though neutral. Tani Karmani, O Dhananjaya, O conqueror of wealth, all this work I have described, Nacha Mam Nibandhanti, cannot bind me. Akshatam Teshu Karmani, I am even detached from all the material activities. So, what are you doing then? Udasino Vat Asinam, I am seated as though neutral. No work can bind me. I am just neutral. When it comes to his material activities, sorry, Mataji. When it comes to his material activities, this is a very good shloka, an eye opener to understand the role of the Lord. Many times, more than often, we put allegation on the supreme personality of God. He did that, he did this, I'm chanting so much, I'm suffering because of him. All sorts of allegations are blurted out on the Lord. Now we have an example. Hiranyakashipu blamed Lord Vishnu for the death of Hiranaksha. He wanted to take revenge, get even better than the Lord. He did tapasya like no man before and after. But for what? For sense gratification. When we read the Bhagavad Gita, it's very, 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 very clear how the Lord is neutral personality when it comes to our own material activities. One should not think in this connection that the Supreme Personality has no engagement. He is always involved in his eternal blissful spiritual activities. But he has nothing to do with these material activities. So he has done all the creation, other things done, material activities going on. Lord has no activities as such. Does that mean he has no activities? No, he is completely busy, 24 by 7. Where? In Golok Vrindavan, within his spiritual world, with the Gopi friends, giving pleasure to Nanda and Yashoda, the Dwarka pastime, blissful spiritual activities, as a king with the queens. But one thing is missing there, no killing demons, no war. Krishna does pastimes, Leela. What do? We do time pass. We do time pass. Now in Bhagavad Gita 4.14, it is said, Namam karmani lippante, name karma phala spashaha, iti mam yo bhajanti, karma bhina se bhandate. There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reaction of work. If the Lord is not taking care of us in the material activities, who is actually doing so? Material activities are being carried out by different potencies. The Lord is always neutral in material activities of the created world. This neutrality is mentioned here by the word udasina vat. Although he has control over every minute details of material activity, he is sitting as if neutral. So his entire material creation is happening, maintained, destroyed, details of this material universe. And the various details of the material universe is actually taken by care of whom? By the energy of the Lord, spiritual energy, material energy. That's taking care of everything. So the Lord need not personally come down and do various things, but still, the important point is the Lord has complete control over each and everything happening in this world. It's important to understand again that everything in the universe is under the control of Krishna. We might miss out our control on things happening in our lives, but nothing can happen without the notice of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord has inconceivable control on his creation. So he is here also, and at the same time, he's doing his wonderful pastime in Goloka also. The example can be given of a high court judge sitting on his bench. By his order, so many things are happening. Somebody is being hanged, somebody is put into jail, somebody is awarded a huge amount of money, but still he is neutral. He has nothing to do with the loss and gain. Similarly, the Lord is always neutral, although he has his hand in every sphere of life. of activists. He is not situated in the dualities of this material world. He is transcendental to these dualities, nor is he attached to the creation and annihilation of this material world. The living entities take the different forms in the various species of life according to their past deeds, and the Lord doesn't interfere with them. So his entire material creation is happening, maintained, destroyed. Details of this material university is happening. Various details actually taken care by whom? By the energy of the Lord, spiritual energy, material energy. That's taking care of everything. So whatever is happening in our lives, who is doing that? Here is the answer. Various species of life according to our past deeds, our own karma, deeds. Either we are suffering or enjoying. Lord is neutral. He has given us the place for doing whatever sense gratification, the nonsense we want to do. But He remains neutral after giving us the free will. See, if He controls us, our activities, what does it mean? No question of independence then. So Lord has given us the free will, and we are the one choosing what to do and what not to do. Obviously, Lord is within Paramatma Chetaguru. He also speaks, gives us direction, manifests outside as a spiritual master, giving direction within and without. But we living entity should have that intelligence, that substance, brain substance to understand, follow what is conveyed, said. Determination to follow instruction by the spiritual master who represents Krishna himself within and without, Chetaguru and Paramatma within. So understand, Lord is always there as the eternal well-wishing friend to all of us, giving instructions. Do this, do that. Bhagavad Gita is what? A set of instructions given by Krishna, following which one will progress in spiritual and material life. So, the Lord does not interfere with the activities of the living entities. It is up to the living entities' free will to do or not, to do so or not. We are responsible for our actions. We are rebellious, refusing to pay heed to good advice, like a child who wants to touch fire. And the father repeatedly warns him, don't do that, you'll burn your hand. The child is crying, stubbornly crying. The father relents. What happens? The child burns his finger. He suffers. Who takes care of him? Father, of course. Similarly, we are suffering in this material world, but the Lord constantly is by our side. Who's taking care of us? Who's giving us the courage to withstand situation? Obviously, He gives us instructions. He gives us the courage to go through. Who is the inspiration and who is encouraging to continue activities? Who are doing so to activities we are doing even after so much of suffering, and who is the one who actually helps us to sustain and be there in the world by forgetting all those suffering. We forget our past life, all that we have suffered, gone through. We do not remember. Chapter 2, shloka number 12 says, Natvam eva jatunasam, natvam eva janadipaha, na chaiva na bhavishyami, sarva vapam ataparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in future shall any of us cease to be. Who is giving us that forgetfulness? It's Krishna, so that we can live in this world and fulfill our nasty binding desires we have. And to realize that there is no use of doing any sense gratification. Break this Fevicol bond. No more happy birthdays to you. Turn to Krishna, thus engage in devotional service to the Lord. Great sages and devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world in this way, and become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. The illusory material nature tracks the minute living entity to embrace her as a result, he assumes forms composed of her qualities. Subsequently, he loses all his spiritual qualities and must undergo repeated birth and death. A soul who forgets his true identity as a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is sent to this world to be imprisoned in the succession of material bodies, 84 lakh species. Wrongly identifying himself with these bodies, such a conditional soul suffers the consequence distress of karmic action and reaction. The suffering conditioned soul, whose unhappiness, the result of ignorance, can be only remedied by the knowledge of the principle of devotional service to the Lord. If the Lord is not looking after material activities, who is doing it? You have no material senses. You are self-effulgent sustainer of everything, sensory powers. The demigods and the material nature herself offers you the tribute while enjoying the tributes offered them by their worshippers. I would read out something from the Bhagavatam. He has no material work to perform, nor any material senses with which to uh, with which to perform it. No one can be found who is equal or greater than him. From the Vedas, we hear how the Supreme Lord possesses multifarious energies, the potencies of knowledge, strength, and action, each of which acts autonomously. Indra and other demigods who rule over the moral beings are themselves servants of the personality of Godhead, as are their superior Brahma and his sons, the secondary creator. All these great gods and sages worship the Supreme Lord by performing the respective services of managing the universe and providing religious guidance for mankind. The powerful controller of the universe submits themselves in fearful reverence to the supreme controller, Lord Sri Vishnu. As in the Taittiriya Upanishad, it states, Bishamada Pavat, Bishad iti Suryaha, Bishadamad Agni Chandrasa cha, Mrityu Dhavati Panchamaha. Out of fear of him, the wind blows. Out of fear of him, the sun moves. And Agni and Indra execute their duties. And death, the fifth Ratna number, races along out of fear of him. Srila Swami prays. Anid, an, Anidriyo api yo devaha sarvakaraka shakti drik sarvajnana sarvakarata cha sarva sevam namami tam. The Supreme Lord has no material senses, yet he controls every living entity, sensory function. He is the knower of everything, the ultimate performer of all actions, and everyone's proper object of devotional service. I offer my obeisances unto you. No one, not only are the living beings totally dependent on the powerful, independent Lord for their maintenance and welfare, but even the very fact of their embodied existence is due to the exceptional mercy. The personality of Godhead has no interest in material affairs, since he has nothing to gain from pity, pleasure of this world, and is altogether free from any contamination of envy or lust. He is exclusively involved in confidential loving pastime with the pure devotees in the internal realm of his spiritual energies. Therefore, the only reason he ever turns to the business of material creation is to help drawn lost souls back into the inner circle of internal enjoyment. To attempt a life separate from the Lord, rebellious souls must be provided with suitable bodies and an illusory environment in which to act out of their fantasies of independence. The merciful Lord gives agrees to let them learn in their own way. And so he glances at Ma Maya, his energy of material creation. While the uninformed may blame Lord for suffering of his creatures, a sincere student of the Vedic literature will come to appreciate the Supreme Lord's equal concern for each soul, since he has nothing to lose or gain. There is no reason for him to distinguish between friends and opponents. He may choose to oppose him and make all endeavors to forget him, but he never forgets us, nor does he ever stop providing us with all our necessities, along with his unseen guidance. Srila Sridhar Swami says, Twadi ikshanam vasa shobha mai bodhita karma bhi jata samsarata kinaha nar hari pai naha pitaha. O Father, O Lord, appearing as half man, half lion, please save those who have been born into the endless cycle of birth and death. These souls are distressed by the karmic entanglement, which Maya awakens when you excited her to activities. So, Matajis and Prabhujis, the message is very clear. We have to sincerely start. So, let's all to unmute ourselves and chant three times loudly. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Oh,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare Hare.
so thank you, Prabhujis and Matajis, and thank you, for giving me a chance to learn and to share it with you all. I'm very, very grateful to Sri Hari Prabhu and Rupa Prabhu for giving me this opportunity. Hare Krishna Matajis and Prabhujis.
Hare
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Krishna.
Mataji, for a very wonderful
Hare
class.
Krishna. Hare
Thank
Krishna
you,
Prabhu.
Mataji. Hare
Please
Krishna.